Good morning, YouTube. What is going on? Welcome back to another video. Hopefully you guys are having a good day, and thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to hang out with me on this little channel here. So if you guys watched my last video, then you would have saw I went to the track, had some fun, ran into a kind of an issue, broke my car a little bit. I just want to throw it out there real quick. I don't know, because I was having issues exporting the video, so I had to cut out some of the end stuff at the end. That's why there's no like outro. But what happened basically is I just went too high on the rumble strip. My suspension is not set up for that kind of like geometry, we'll say, because the rumble strip is pretty brutal, and I just don't have the type of rebound or spring rates and stuff to deal with that rough of driving or whatever. So I just got to go lower on the rumble strip next time. But basically what happened is I hit the rumble strip too high. It caused my rear end to bounce a little bit, which put me into a spin, and I started spinning out, went off the track backwards at like 70. But in the middle of the hop, I twisted my trailing arm, and by twisting the trailing arm, it also pulled out my camber arm, because the top piece was misaligned and only in 2 threads into the center section, so pulled that out. But the camber arm's still usable. I will be swapping it out for like some SPCs or something else. But yeah, the trailing arm needs to be replaced. I'm waiting on getting a replacement one right now. I have found some. It's just the guy isn't available till this Friday. So the car is stuck at work right now in the lift. So in the meantime, I'm borrowing the Budget EG from Brian. Really fun car to drive, super torquey, a little sketchy on the road just because it's got like a track alignment right now, so it kind of pulls around a little bit, but super fun nonetheless. The reason I'm not driving this to work right now is because the turbo is shot. So today I'm going to be trying to swap out the turbo. Worst comes to worst, I can still drive it. It just smokes a lot. And obviously that means it's burning some oil because the turbo is eating the oil, and I just don't want to break it. So yeah, that's why I've been driving that, but I don't want to be driving that more or any longer than I have to. So this, hopefully this will bolt right up, and hopefully all my fittings are the same. I already went and modified my charge pipe that I was going to have to modify. So should be good there. Yeah, should be good. But I also want to show you guys that I finally was able to buy a TIG welder. So this one I picked up for $650. I talked the guy down. It's an Everlast 200 dual voltage, 200 dV. So super good welder, especially for the price. I think these things go for $1,400 on their website. So I'm extremely thankful that I was able to get it. But yeah, $650 with the cart. Only thing it's missing is the regulator and a bottle. So still waiting to get money to be able to do that. Maybe this payday, maybe next payday if I'm lucky, unless I get some side work before then. But yeah, got myself a TIG welder now, so now I don't have to try and rely on measuring stuff, cutting stuff up, and taking it to work to weld it. But super happy because now I got a TIG welder, got a MIG welder. Both of them are portable, and this one runs off of a 220 outlet, but I will get an adapter because the dual voltage thing on here, it automatically senses when it's plugged into like a normal 110 outlet or whatever, or a 120 outlet. So I just gotta go to Home Depot and buy the little plug that goes from this to a 120. Do you mind? So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get the car jacked up, because when I pull these lines off, it is gonna leak some fluids. I need something to catch it with. But yeah, just unbolt the manifold here, and then unbolt the turbo from the manifold, and obviously just unbolt the lines off of it, drop or pull off the downpipe, and yeah, it's really pretty simple. It's just a little tight and a little time consuming. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably set you guys up on a time lapse and get this started. So I don't know how well you guys can see that, but that's all oil just resting inside the exhaust housing. So yeah, this turbo is shot. So with the turbo off, this is the piece that I was mostly concerned about. The water lines you can do without, technically. But I just, yeah, this is the oil restrictor. This is a 60 thousandths. So as long as this threads into the new turbo, we should be good for now. Yeah, this isn't the right thread pitch. This is a fine thread. This is like an M125. So good news is the water fittings do fit this one, but yeah, the oil feed fitting, the oil restrictor fitting or whatever, is the wrong thread pitch. The thread's in, but it's really loose in there. This is like M12 by 1.5, and this is M12 by 125 fine thread, or this is a coarse thread, or vice versa. So I'm gonna have to go down to AGP Turbos and have them make me another fitting, which is gonna be like another 15-20 bucks. And yeah, I'm just gonna shoot. That kind of sucks, but it needs to get done because this turbo has to go on. Before the turbo goes on, I'm gonna put some oil in here, use my air compressor to spin the turbine to help prevent any premature wear or anything. But yeah, this thing's just drenched in oil inside the exhaust housing here, and I gotta swap this over and then obviously swap the manifold onto this turbo. But other than that, should be okay. Just got back from trying to go get a fitting for this new turbo, because like I said, the oil fitting does not share the same thread pitch. So I think this one is like M12 by 1.5 to -4, and this one has a 60 or 6 thousandths or 60 thousandths restrictor or whatever. So this turbo looks like it's got the restrictor built in actually, but the thread pitch for the fitting size is still wrong. So I went to a turbo shop, they didn't carry anything, and I went to a hose fitting store that does all AN stuff, and they don't have this exact one that I need. So this is a M12 by 125, and I need that to a -4 for my feed line. So I found one online, but just sucks that I have to wait for it to be ordered now, because it just is longer that I can't drive that, which means I have to drive that until hopefully I get the Integra fixed, like I said, Friday. So right now I'm just kind of swapping the components over. I just took this off the manifold, so I'm gonna go ahead and mount this one to the manifold to get that bolted up, and then get the little downpipe flange bolted up, and then pretty much gotta call it until I get the new one. This thing definitely has good shaft play. It clicks back and forth a fair amount. Really can't explain how much, but yeah, it's just, if you can't see it on the camera, but when you look in here with a light, it's just all glistening from all the oil. And obviously when I popped the turbo off earlier from the downpipe, it was just drenched in oil. So I'm pretty bummed. This turbo is totally shot. Hopefully I can find a place that can rebuild it for cheaper than I got last quoted by the other turbo shop. And I really hope in the meantime that this turbo works. I'm just concerned about this regulator or actuator being an actual 7-pound one and not a 15-pound one like I've seen some reviews say it was, but we'll see. Got the turbo all loosely assembled. I'm not going to tighten this down all the way because I got to get a different gasket. This one's blown out, but just got to snug these ones down and it should be good to go. But yeah, obviously got to wait to put it on the car. Got the trailing arm all put on now. See, it's all painted nice and black, you know, keeping it fresh, even though the other side's all faded OEM black, but that's beside the point. So I got the brake line hooked up, e-brake cable hooked up, camber arm hooked up, and again, these are getting replaced. Actually, Lazy Man Garage is hooking it up big time, and so we got some new ones on the way, even though these ones will work. I'm still gonna get the car aligned like this. It's obvious that I'm not going to another track day for at least another month or so. So, but those will be replaced very soon. All the bolts tightened down. This still needs to come in, but nothing I can do right now. I don't have a pry bar, and the dealership is only a couple miles away, so I'll be okay. But yeah, got all my 14s all tightened down, so DJ should be on his way. I think he just texted me, so yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and fire this thing up quick, and you know, just while I have it on the lift, check for any leaks, you know, and play it safe. But yeah, got it done. And so the car is back on the ground now. It's all torqued down thanks to little young Wavy. Came in clutch with a torque wrench for me and got the wheel put on. So I got to get out of here though. Still got a little bit time to kill before James is ready for the alignment. He just finished up with his car sale, and now he's going to go run an errand quick before he can meet me at the dealership. But we're going to go meet up with with Ramon for some food. and yeah, then we'll get this thing home so we can clean it. Because my hood, as you guys know, is carbon fiber, but right now it looks white. There's all that dirt on there. Alright, so I got the car back to the house now, back to my normal camera, which is good. Hate filming on my phone. And I showed up, and look who's here. What's good? So he's getting his car cleaned up for import face-off tomorrow.
I'm not in it though. I just want to drive a clean car there.
Oh, so he's going there tomorrow, and came home and my oil fitting had showed up a couple days early. So thankfully now I can fix both cars today, hopefully. I don't have oil, or I have some coolant, but I need to go get some oil since I lost some. But yeah, I can go ahead and get this threaded in. I'm going to throw some black RTV on it just to help prevent any leaks. So wherever I can set this camera down, maybe, possibly. Yeah, get some RTV on here. Got a kid dropping off a Civic here in a minute for a clutch and flywheel, so we'll see what that is about. But yeah, so far so good. I can possibly have both cars fixed today, so sweet. So just to be safe, one thing that I didn't do last time when I put the other turbo on, I don't know if it was any part of why the turbo went bad.
It is.
But last time I put the turbo on and I cranked it over a bunch of times to get oil pressure in there, but that doesn't mean it was necessarily enough pressure to get the turbine to spin with the oil. So this time I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to pour some oil in the port and then use the air compressor here and spin the turbine to really get some oil in the journal. And then I'll slap it all on, plumb it all up, and then fire it up and see what happens, see if it still smokes. Okay, so I did that little oil in the journal and air compressor thing, so I don't even know if it worked or how well it worked, but you know, I'm just gonna play it safe, and before I start the car up for the here in a little bit, I'm gonna prime it first with oil and see if that makes a difference. I'm just working on plumbing it up right now. I got it all bolted up. Still gotta figure out if this is gonna clear, but we'll also see. But Chris and his parents just came by and dropped his Civic off, so I'm gonna be, once Dylan leaves here in a minute, and then once my car is plumbed up, I will go ahead and pull this car in. It's a little rough around the edges, but the kid's just turned 18. He's got this car. He's really hyped on it, and you know, it's a really solid platform. It's got some janky work done from the previous owner or owners, but it's solid nonetheless. Full interior, which is still in good shape. And then, so he dropped it off to get the clutch flywheel throw bearing replaced, the core support replaced, because this is all just barely on here. He has the core support here in the back, and then the gas tank is leaking, so they brought me a junkyard one, and they asked me if I could swap that out as well. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, but good starting platform, so hyped to be able to help the kid and just help them out in general, because, you know, Lord knows how much a shop would charge to do something like this, let alone the core support. I mean, body shop would probably charge a few $100 for that. Granted, I'm no body shop, and I'm not promising that I'm going to get it 100% perfect, but I'm going to do my best to make sure that it's actually stable, welded on in place, and as good of lined up as I can get it. Again, it just comes down to, like I said in the last video with the Integra, is I just like helping people, and if I have the time and the ability to, I usually will. But I'm going to skip talking for a little bit. I'm going to just get this done so that way I can try and fire it up, and I'll catch up with you guys then. So day turned in tonight pretty quickly. I had somebody come over so I could weld something for him. Ran into an issue though. I got the turbo all bolted up, all the lines bolted up. Had to remake my drain line just a little bit because this turbo sits like maybe 10 degrees clocked backwards a little bit, and I tried reclocking it, but I just really couldn't get it to move. So it is what it is. I had to remake my drain line. It's all good now. But the issue I ran into now is the piece of charge pipe that I'd made is obviously small, as so is the coupler off the turbo. I don't have that size coupler laying around, so I have to go try and find some tomorrow. I got somebody that might have some. If not, I'm gonna have to order some, and this is gonna have to wait till then, but I can still fire this up. I just gotta take these caps off, top off the fluids, and yeah, it just won't build any boost. Obviously, it's just gonna be putting all that boost pressure instead of into the charge pipe, right into the atmosphere. So I'm gonna go ahead and top the coolant off really quick, fire it up, and see if we got any leaks. Next day again. Now this thing is pretty much done. No leaks, nothing like that, but I do unfortunately have to wait, like I said, to do the coupler for that one flange. But then I also forgot that I need a 3-inch coupler, if I can find my hood prop, to do the filter on the turbo, because the filter won't fit right onto the turbo right there. I have to put a little pipe to bring it out a little bit because it's hitting the block. So I just need to go to AutoZone and buy a little 3-inch like air intake coupler, but that's it. So it has been replaced with this now, so I can get to work on this for Chris. Really sucks now because I just got sick too. Woke up this morning with like yellow mucus and crap, super just feeling, and I'm sure you guys can hear it. But I'm gonna get started on this today. Hopefully you guys found this video enjoyable, fixing up both the cars from breaking both of them so conveniently at the same time. If you did, you know what to do, and I think that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.